Hey everybody, welcome back to Taz's Wig Closet at Wig Studio One. Did you know that mass-produced wigs are created to fit up to 90% of all wig consumers? That sounds like a very big percentage, doesn't it? But that still leaves 10% of us out there that might fall outside of that normal value. Either we might be a little more petite or we might be a little bit large. Does this mean that we are only limited or restricted in our wig buying to either petite styles or large styles? Let's find out. Any featured wig styles that I show you today, I purchased from Wig Studio One. You can find them there too. If you drop below the video, you'll find a direct product link. If you click on that link, it'll take you out to the website where you can explore the colors and the pricing. We invite you to shop at Wig Studio One if you have any questions for us. Please reach out to support@wigstudio1.com, and don't forget to visit us on our private Facebook group, Instagram page, and a lot of variety on the Wig Studio One YouTube channel. So first of all, you need to know two things about the sizing on wigs. First of all, you can expect some variance from style to style, even of the same brand and style. If you get one and you order another one, you might see a little bit of difference in the sizing. That's just a fact of life with mass-produced wigs. The second thing is that not all wig manufacturers and brands use the same model for their average size wigs. And so with me having started wearing wigs 7 years ago, I kind of had to feel my way through that process. There weren't a lot of wig reviews out there. I had a question come in from a viewer that I want to put up on the screen and address, because I think this is a really important topic. So Linda writes, "You have told that you have a petite size head. So many of the wigs that you wear don't come in petite sizes. How are you able to get them to fit? I am also petite and styles are so limited. They all look fantastic on you." So thank you for the question, Linda. And a lot of times I'm not able to give you the most comprehensive answer when it's delivered in comments. So I want to try to address this. So the answer is no, you are not restricted to just petite sizes just because you have a petite head. Now you're going to figure this out pretty quickly in your wig journey, right? If you're super petite, like 20 inches or below, I think you're really going to struggle with average size. But I do believe there are things that you can do to help get a secure fit even if the wig is within average range and you're a petite. So here's just a few recommendations. If you find yourself outside of normal on the petite side, here's just a few things. So the first thing is, and this seems very basic, but take advantage of the built-in adjusters. Most, if not all, mass-produced wigs will have some sort of system in place built into the cap that you can make an adjustment. Those come in many shapes and forms. You've seen the inside of the wig caps before, but they're all meant to be cinched in to accommodate a smaller circumference. And the average adjustment that you can get by using the adjusters is about 1/2 of an inch. So if average is 21.5 to 22.5, and you're sitting down here at 21.25, if you cinch those adjusters in as far as they can go, you should be able to get a nice secure fit just using the built-in adjusters. That's what I do most of the time. I'm an experienced wig wearer. I know when a wig feels secure on me and I'm ready to go out the door in that wig, but sometimes all the time, it's just a complete process. If you're a new wearer, you just have to get used to the feeling of wearing the wig and knowing when it is secure. So be sure to adjust those built-in adjusters right inside of the cap. So what if those built-in adjusters just don't do it? You're still not able to get a secure fit. So you may try other ways of making the circumference of your head maybe a little bit bigger by adding in a wig grip. Wig grips come in a lot of different materials. Your classic wig grip would be of like a velour material with Velcro, so it wraps around the circumference of your head. I don't use wig grips. I don't have one on hand. But when you apply a wig grip and then you apply the wig over top of that, two things are happening. You're increasing your circumference just a little bit, which is going to give you a more secure fit on those average size wigs. The other thing is that it prevents it from sliding. So even if it were a little bit loose, I doubt very much that it's going to come off with a wig grip on. The other thing you might consider are adhesives and tapes designed for wigs. There's a body adhesive called It Stays. I've talked about this before. It's my favorite product. In fact, most wigs I have to make a large adjustment. And if I'm going outside in the wind and the weather, or I'm going to be outside for a long period of time, or I'm going to be very active that day, I'm going to put some adhesive on. Now, typically what I'll do is just roll the adhesive over the lace front or the perimeter of the cap at the front, and just at the hairline, and then I put the wig on, secure it, and then hold it into place for a few seconds. That works amazing. So you could use little pieces of wig tape or body adhesive to get a nice secure fit. Even if that wig cap is a little bit too large on you, it will not move around and it will not come off. So if those options don't work and you still find that the wig is just a little bit too large and you're unable to get a nice secure adjustment, your only other option, unfortunately, is a surgical option where you're really cutting and sewing on the cap. I don't have patience for that. If I have to do too much to a wig, I'm just simply not going to wear it or buy it again. But I have seen some tutorials out there online, and I cannot recall where the content came from, but you can make a cap smaller. You can eliminate some wefts and then re-sew everything back together to make a cap smaller. I have seen where people have placed some cuts into the cap right behind or on the side of the lace front and sort of draw it in and sew it to get a more secure cap. So these are things that you would need some experience, I think, in doing that. I just don't have the patience for it, but if I did, I would select a wig that I could experiment on or that I could practice on when doing some of these more surgical types of maneuvers to make a wig cap smaller. So lastly then, the other thing that I have done before is I've just sewn together some wefts. Let me give you an example. Now, this is Estetica's Fin in Sunlit Blonde. I have a full review on this. I did not do anything to this. I didn't use any surgical. I basically just crisscrossed the adjusters, which creates some large gathers in the back. But because this is a curly style, you cannot see it from the front or the outside, so I'm not particularly concerned about that. Estetica is very stretchy. So not only is the circumference on the large side, it also is large front to back and ear to ear. So overall, this cap is very large. And if I were to wear this one out in weather, or I was going to be very active, I would definitely apply adhesive before doing that. But here I want to just give you an example of what I'm talking about. So you see all these weftings here, and sometimes there's just too much. It creates a lot of gaps and bagginess in the cap, and you may want to eliminate that. So what you would do would be to turn the cap inside out, possibly place it on a styrofoam head or a mannequin head, and hold it into place, and then you would gather up some of the wefts, and I usually like it right around the top. So I would gather up 3 or 4 wefts, okay, and then right at the elastic that holds the wefts together, I would sew. I would just hand sew with a needle and thread, and that creates a little bit of a knot that cannot be visible from the outside and is not uncomfortable. I have done this before, and I would do one on the right side, the middle, and the left side, okay, right along the same wefting track. I would just gather in as many as I thought I needed to cinch in that bagginess. Now, this isn't going to work if you need a smaller circumference. This is just an option if you have a lot of bagginess in the cap that's intolerable to you. So this is going to be a little bit of a test to see if your wig is secure, all right? So when you're a brand new wig wearer, you want to sense that that wig is super secure, because your biggest fear is that will come off or slide around, right? And as you get used to wearing wigs, this will eventually not be a source of stress for you. You're just going to be able to instinctively sense that your wig is secure. But what I have to do, especially again with an Estetica style or any other style that seems to fit me very large, is overcompensate, crisscross the adjusters, okay? So I've crisscrossed the adjusters. And I can sense that there's quite a bit of gathers there at the nape that it's created, but it's not visible from the outside. If this were a pixie style, I could not do this. Go in as far as you could go on the built-in adjusters, okay? And then I want you to take your hand and I want you to place it right behind the crown, right here, okay? And then I just want you to gently pull up, okay? If you can pull that wig off of your head without any resistance, you definitely need to do something else to secure that wig style. However, if you pull up and you meet a lot of resistance and it stops pulling up, like if you're just gently pulling it up but you can't pull it off, it's good. It's good to go. It's secure. Don't worry so much about it. Even though you don't feel this tight security around your head, it's secure. It is not coming off. So before you panic about a loose wig, go ahead and make your maximum adjustment, make all of the adjustments that you need, and then do this little bit of a test. Now again, if you're going to be active or you're going to be out in windy weather or so forth, or you just want that extra little bit of security, I would definitely use some adhesive. So just remember, just because that wig is not gripping your head super tightly, that doesn't mean that it's not secure, okay? Eventually, you are just going to have an instinct about how secure that wig is. But until that time, just do a little bit of a test, check it as often as you need to, wear a little bit of tape or adhesive. Hopefully that does the trick so that you have regular, average size wig options and you don't have to just wear petite. Now, in terms of large, I do not have a large circumference, and unfortunately, the viewers that I have out there that have larger circumferences, I really can't speak to the fit on wigs or if there's enough stretch available to accommodate a large circumference. So my apologies for that. If I can figure out how to get that measured up to where I could give you some feedback for a large circumference, I certainly will. But Linda, thanks for your question today. I think it will help a lot of people. We'll see you soon, right here on Taz's Wig Closet.